Introduce you to Pat Hastings. Pat Hastings, MS, LCDP, is the author of an award-winning book entitled Simply a Woman of Faith. An internationally recognized inspirational speaker, workshop and retreat leader, spiritual coach, psychotherapist, and radio talk show host, I'm ad-libbing here. Pat Hastings has improved the lives that she's touched throughout the world.
So all kinds of things like this happened to me as I was writing my book. But again, this is the first time I'm saying it. It took me 7 years to write my book. And I would put it down for a year at a time. And at one time, I remember going to bed crying my eyes out and saying to myself and God, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared. I have no idea how to market. I don't know how to speak. All this, I don't know. And I remember crying when I went to sleep. And I woke up the next day, and I was pretty drained, and I went to work. And I went into the staff room and grabbed a magazine that was on the table to clean it up, and it was a People's magazine. And I opened it up, and I was about to throw it away, and I just opened it up, and it says, I have a plan that will make all of your dreams come true. And it touched my heart because I felt like it was from God, and God was saying, I'm going to take care of you, and I'm going to show you the way. I said, okay, so I started to write again. And then the last time that I stopped writing, I remember saying to God, you've chosen the wrong person, I'm not doing it. I didn't know what I was doing. And when people would say to me, how's your book coming along? I said, I put my book to bed and I don't want to talk about it. And what happened was, I was giving a retreat for women, and it was called Love is Letting Go of Fear. And as I was writing my talks, I realized that I was full of fear. And that's why I put my book to bed, because I was full of fear. And I said, okay, all right, you've probably had enough of me, God, saying yes, no, I'll do it, I won't do it, I'm going to do it, I won't do it, I'm going to do it this time. So I belong to Toastmasters, which is an international group, and it helps you for public speaking. And they have what they call table topics. And you're asked to come up and speak for 2 minutes on a subject that you don't know what it's about. So that's pretty scary, getting in front of a group of people, being asked a question, and you have no idea what to say. But I needed to stretch, so I got up that night. This was like a couple of days after I finally said to God, I'm going to do it. And so I went up, and my question was, what are you afraid of, and what are you going to do about it? It was like, oh my God, you know. I said, I'm afraid to finish my book, but I'm willing to be led. Show me what I need to do next. And it was a couple of days later that I went to another Toastmaster conference, and I went to a workshop, and the workshop was on setting goals, and I wasn't particularly interested in the title because I taught setting goals in my work. But she was an author. So I went, and I'm sitting there, and the tears just rolled down my cheeks because what she was sharing was how she self-published her book. All the steps that I needed to take. And I knew that this was my answer to prayer. And one of the things that she shared, which was really important, she had a little intention book, which was a little album, and it was all her intentions in there. And she saw herself as an author, she saw herself as a speaker, and I knew at that moment that that's what I needed to do, because I needed to change my thinking. Because my thinking was, I'm not a writer, I'm not an author, nobody's going to read my book. So of course I wasn't able to move forward. But when I changed my thinking, that I am an author, I am a speaker, and I can do this, that's what moved me forward. So I went home, and the next day, and I cut out pictures. I bought myself a little album, and I had magazines, and I cut out pictures, and I made my little intention book. And for 1 year, my first intention was to finish my book in 1 year. And I had three different intentions. So exactly 1 year, my book was published, and that was 2 years ago. And I shudder to think that my book almost died inside of me because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think that I could do it. So my message to you, all of you, is to believe in yourself. You know, follow your dreams, follow your heart.